So yeah, Carnival,
Yeah,
enjoying.
that was mad. It's a mad experience, man.
Yeah, what was it like for you when you went there?
It's my first time experiencing something like that, you know. So it was like I didn't know what to expect. Like I didn't know how the whole thing went down until we started driving. You know, people just started piling up. Every single corner we went to, more people joined. It's insane. It was a lot of fun. So.
I mean, you're here just for like a couple of days, but when can we be expecting you back in the UK?
I overheard my manager talking about October.
Hopefully.
Yeah, so sometime October come back.
Cool. Now, it's really good to be talking to like fellow Africans.
Yeah.
I'm from Nigeria, and you being from SA. What was it like growing up there for you? Like really, what's it like?
Where I grew up, it's like a normal neighborhood, just like any other neighborhood, man. It's like there's spots where you could go chill, but only to like a certain time, and then you know the regular hood shit starts happening or whatever. But for me, I was too deep into like hip hop and music and all that type of stuff. So I was mostly just in the studio, or probably playing soccer with my friends, or trying to get to town to perform somewhere, some shit like that. Yeah.
And was like education a big part of your upbringing?
Yeah, of course, yeah. But I mean, I wasn't really into school. Yeah, I mean, I went to school, finished school because you know I had to. But no, I wasn't into books that much. I only started reading by myself like 2-3 years ago.
Really?
Yeah. Like where I'd actually go to a library and pick out a book or go online and buy.
So when you don't have to, you actually.
Yeah, when I don't have to, yeah. But all my life it's just been, I had to go to school because.
What sparked that then? What sparked you to have the interest in start? Just wanted to pick up books on your own?
When it started being about growing myself and educating myself and preparing myself for the life I wanted to, and not for something that other people saw me doing, like being a doctor or a lawyer. That's when I started taking it serious.
Because that's stereotypical.
Yeah.
Doctor, lawyer.
Yeah,
accountant.
you know. Yeah, and it's like, as much as parents feel like that's like the route to take if you want to be successful in life or whatever, I'd already like decided from a young age, for like 15, I'd already decided what I wanted to do. I was super sure about it. So when it came to reading to benefit myself personally, that's when I started taking it serious.
That's quite a young age to be so driven, to be know that that's what you want to do.
Yeah.
Was there anything in particular that sparked that you wanted it, and what actually made you believe that you can actually have it?
I guess I got what made me so sure is because I found myself with music, you know? Like when I was young, everyone wants to be cool, everyone wants to be confident, be able to talk to girls, you know, be the guy around the neighborhood. And hip hop kind of helped me find and get onto that so quickly. So there was no letting go of that. It's like as soon as somebody finds out that they're super dope at like basketball or soccer or some shit, and they become the guy like everywhere they go, they don't let go of that, you know. And I was just lucky enough. I came across like documentaries and movies that just kind of got me to understand like the power of your mind and your subconscious. And if you think about something and you constantly say like affirmations, say that you'll be that one day, you'll get to it, you'll achieve all your goals, that it'll come true. And that was like at a young age. It was like 14, 13 when I first discovered like the law of attraction. You know the law of attraction? Yeah. So with that, I felt like I had like the biggest and most powerful tool to turn my dreams into a reality. So that's why I couldn't let go of it. I was super sure.
Yeah. I mean, the power of manifestation is, especially for creatives,
Yeah.
you actually start to realize like you think about something,
Yeah.
you write it, and the next minute, you know, you've got like millions of people
It's insane.
watching it. It's crazy. You
Yeah,
actually
it's
learn
insane.
the power.
Yeah.
But when you start to realize, you know, the power of the mind, how do you stay away from the distraction? Because when you're on one path, it doesn't mean everyone around you is on the same path. So how did you stay focused?
For me, it probably had to be like I've always had a lot of friends, but I only had like 2 or 3 friends that I really spoke to like about my dreams and stuff. And I eventually got all of them. Well, I got all of them to kind of learn as much as I did when it came to this kind of stuff. So they was just as passionate as I was about it. And you know, when it's like 3 of you guys were like being super obsessed with making your dreams come true. It's like anything can try and distract you, but you always know the people that you speak to every single day and you see every single day are focused, so it kind of help you focus too, like that type of thing. And it's like, with me, music is super therapeutic. There's a lot of stuff that I missed out on as a kid, you know, that I get to experience through my music. So it's like,
Well, for an example, what would that be? What kind of things do you miss out on?
Self-confidence, that's something I always wanted as a kid. Being able to have a voice, you know, being able to say something and get people to listen to you and relate to your story and actually come up to you and explain how your shit helped change their lives or help them through certain stuff, you know. Like, I grew up not knowing my real mother until I was like 13, and she passed away when I was 11 months. So it was like a big moment in my life when I found out that I had another half of my family that I didn't even know about. They stayed in Cape Town and all that type of stuff. It just went through my music, man. Music just helped so much. I got to speak about that in the songs, and people related. More and more people started listening to it. It's magical.
Yeah, I mean, that must have shaken your world at that age.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And I can't even imagine what that's like. But, you know, I think onto your music, I mean, one thing that I've taken from it, and I told you this before, is you've got a great balance of your production and also the lyrics. The lyrics, and something like in the Givenchy tune, you're popping that shit.
Yeah.
You know, you're flowing, and then you have songs like on the new album, Another One Down, which I think is it's a really heart on the sleeve type record, which kind of like speaks to what you're discussing just now. Could you break down for us Another One Down, like maybe one of the verses and kind of like the sentiment behind it?
Okay, so the whole thing behind Another One Down is that no matter what people see or think they know about me, it's like I decide what you judge. I decide what you see about me. So people should never think that they know me. Like, you know, like you pick it up where I put it down. If I want you to think I'm this type of person, I'll be that type of person. Like when I say, tell me to act innocent, on my living sisters I kill it. On the TV I kill it. When you meet me I kill it. Until the point we get to speaking I kill it. Like I decide what people see and judge, right? And that's only because there's a part of me that I'm protecting, that I can't afford to have people tear apart and interpret it their own ways, you know? Because it's just, I don't feel like any human is supposed to give away that much of themselves. But at the same time, I'm speaking from a normal human being's perspective and not as a superstar where I'm only talking about stuff that I relate to or that people could never relate to. Like, this is a joint that people could hear and listen to and think, shit, this guy actually goes through a lot of shit too, you know? And there's more to him than just the music and the music videos and the jury and all that type of stuff. Yeah.
I mean, that I guess it must be getting more and more challenging to have that protective wall the bigger and bigger you get.
Yeah.
As an artist. I mean, how do you now balance that part out?
I have my best friends and my family around me, you know, and we decide what people see. We decide, okay, I don't want people to see me doing this yet. So whenever I'm doing something and one of them recognizes or spots a camera somewhere, they'll tell me to stop doing it just until the cameras go away or some shit like that. Like we're very protective within our squad.
Adding to that, do you feel like, I don't know, do you feel like you're able to fully be yourself, or do you feel like you have to be almost somewhat restrictive?
That's exactly what I'm saying. Like I have to be restricted. Like I have to be. Because...
But that's not the way you want to live though, is it?
No, hell no. It isn't. Like I get to be like that when I'm around my close friends and my family. But I know as soon as I'm out in the public, I have to be cordial. I have to be a certain way. You know? Unless I want people to see, or I want to start introducing people to that side of me. Yeah, and that song is just about how I control that. Like, you'll never get to tell my story. You know, I'll always tell it the way I want to.
When you're in essay, I mean, I'm sure everywhere you go, you're recognized. Yeah. Right? So how do you move an essay? Like, can you go on your own, or is that impossible? Oh, that's impossible.
Yeah, never know.
I mean, what would that be like if you were like out and essay on your own? Like, would you get mobbed by the fans or?
Hell yeah, yes. I don't think I'll be able to get anywhere. It's crazy now. I can't do shit alone.
See, I'm not an artist, I'm not a celebrity, but I can't imagine a life where I feel like part of my freedom is not stolen, but hey, I just want to go out, but you may have to like organize everyone and decide where you're going and almost move like a president. Like.
Hey, bro, it's insane, but it's like it's necessary, it's super necessary. You know? And sometimes it's not even about like being cautious because you feel like something bad is gonna happen. It's just sometimes fans can get a little wild, you know, and it's no bad energy. It's just them wanting to take pictures and whatever. But like, let's say for instance, I'm leaving the house to go do a visa appointment. That's something that is not easy to reschedule or some shit like that, and it's super important, you know. So I have to get there in time. And let's say I'm at the mall and I go there alone. From the entrance and getting to that place or whatever, it's almost impossible. And so that's why most of the times I have like security. Yeah, because it's not like there's people looking to kill me or some shit like that. Nah. It's not like the president. It's not like that.
Let's talk about Mrs. Me. Yeah. Explain to me what Mrs. Me is about.
Mrs. Me is, it's like me apologizing for the shit that I've done or the shit that I did to ruin a good relationship. That's what it is. It's like me apologizing and saying that I recognize her worth and just saying that I owe her for her worth. I owe her a rose for every breath she takes, and I haven't made it if I haven't made her day and some shit like this. Just appreciating a woman and also at the same time apologizing for my screw ups.
Yeah, because you said a lot of things in that. Like it seemed like that whatever that situation was, that could have been potentially the one, or you know, it seemed quite close to that space.
Yeah, but Mrs. Me is post the drama when things are good again.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's like full circle. Then.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I was gonna say, so now being one of the hottest artists in Africa, and just like naturally, like, SA women are beautiful. So I mean, I see the couple here, and I'm like, wow. How does it get to in terms of just like, I'm not saying dealing with women, but how do you know a woman's intention and a woman's coming up to you? How would you even normally get to know a woman when the first thing they see you is as you as the celebrity, as opposed to you as a person?
It's hard, bro, because you never know. Like, some women are good actors. Like you might think she's broken through that whole, you know, phase where she's a fan to being an actual friend. You never know. Some fake it. Like I've had a relationship where I was already famous when we met with the girl, and at first I was like overprotective of myself and the shit that I did around her because I knew that she knew me as a fan at first, but then I thought she broke through that whole phase, and I thought we were good and we were just like normal people. But then as time went past, I started realizing that like her intentions weren't as good as I thought they were.
Yeah, so that kind of like segues to maybe not that instance, but you played yourself. You know? Real talk. I was saying that's the kind of song that every man probably unbeknown has gone through. Yeah. And so for the viewers, explain like you played yourself.
You played yourself is like, that's why I have the little skit at the end where I talk about instead of investing all your energy and love and passion to a person that you just met or to a stranger. I say a stranger because people are not 100% real, man. As much as we say we're 100% real, we're not with people. We choose the people we want to be 100% to, you know? Like, you might think a girl is being 100% to you, but if you've never seen her without makeup or some shit like that, it might just be little things, but those are signs, those are giveaways that they're not 100% real with you. So when I made that joint, I was just like trying to advise people to not chase after romance, you know, because shit happens in relationships and you might overreact. That's why I said when you find out about it, what would you do? Will you find the guy that she's cheating with and punch him in the mouth and blah 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 and whatever, and then end up fucking up your situation. Like, now you might have enemies and people that want to kill you, because it really gets to that. Like, the world is crazy today, and it gets to that type of shit over a stranger, when you can just like take all that energy and invest it in yourself first, you know. And then along the way, naturally, you'll find someone who has that same mindset and is focused on building themselves, and then you guys can build each other together, you know. But when the everyday relationship shit is like, it's bogus, it's bullshit. Yeah, I don't know, man. I feel like it's bullshit. Yeah, relationships last for like a year, 2 years, 3 years. That's just you playing yourself. You're delaying yourself. There's so much that you could be doing to benefit yourself and your family and the people that you really care about, without expecting anything in return. And you're taking all of that and wasting it on somebody who's just gaining off of you, or somebody that you're loving because you expect something in return. That's not healthy for you.
Yeah, I love the skit at the end, man.
Yeah.
The way it was like saying, like, imagine that, but imagine putting that into yourself to have the best version of yourself.
Exactly.
And I feel if we all did that in a way, then it would be better for the people that we meet.
Yeah. But I just decided to paint that whole image in like a relationship manner, so that people relate and they understand it a bit better. It's like simpler.
Kind of rounding up, on the album you got some big features, so naturally talk us through how all those features came about for your album.
I have Ferg on the album. Ferg, we met in South Africa when we were co-headlining the show. So he was down there for a couple days, and during the promo run, we were just, you know, raising up like hype for the show. We exchanged contacts. I sent him a couple ideas. He liked one. He sent a verse, and that was it, really. And he's like super cool, super. I saw him again a couple days ago in Germany for a show. Yeah, I saw him. And he's like super chilled. Then I have Kyan Cruz, she's not that big, but she's super talented. She's from Durban. I just like, I work with people who are dope. It doesn't matter if you're famous or not. So now I work with her. And I have Rolene, who's my artist now. I signed her under Tall Rex. I opened up a record label and I signed her. And she's also very dope too. She's like insane.
Yeah. With the music scene, because I know I think there's Universal Africa now, right? But I had friends who live in SA and also Nigeria, and they always said that the model of how to make money selling records in Africa is quite challenging at times. Like, a lot of it's through the phone companies or things of that nature. So do you see yourself more as making an album so that you can tour off it, or you actually still looking at
sales?
Yeah.
Nah, I don't look at sales.
It's just the touring and merchandising.
Yeah, for me it's
and
touring, because I don't know, I feel like that pressure drives artists insane, and then they end up losing their true essence, you know, being an artist and making music to connect with people. Now they make music to make money. They make music to flaunt about numbers and plaques, you know. That's the type of pressure I can't afford to have, because my music is super personal. And once I start drifting from that just to sell, I lose the connection that I have with my fans. It's just a thing for me, you know. So I do it for the tours, man. When I get to go to fucking Zimbabwe and I perform to a huge crowd, and they all know my songs word for word. And it's like a brand new album. That album is fresh out. It's like a month out now. But when I perform it, it feels like it's been out for like 2 years. And that's what's important to me. I enjoy that shit over everything else.